So today we have something very exciting indeed, and that is the first look at Fade at the pro level, because we are into the VCT now, and in we go with some Fade. And we're going to take a look at Galaxy versus Blitz, who are part of the Malaysia-Singapore region, which is the same one as Paper Rex. And Galaxy Esports here, they have gone with Fade, basically replacing Sova, the normal Ascent comp other than that, but with Fade in there instead of Sova. And of all the Fade games, because there were some more, Paper Rex even ran Fade on Split as well. But of them all, I thought that this was perhaps the best Fade game that I saw, and I'm excited to show it to you, to be honest, because there are some cool things. And so let's start with the attacking pistol round. So Galaxy here are on the attacking side, and it starts actually with this nice little lineup towards mid, one that they used very commonly, just a clear mid here. As you can see, it sees a lot of mid, but actually they're just going to go and make an A play here. They're just going to go towards the A site and group up. They got the Killjoy who's going to lurk through short when this hit comes in. But you can see the opposition jet is actually in wide. But we need to keep an eye on a couple crucial things here, because when they start to go for this, what we'll see here is the KO, you can see, is just here ready to throw a nade. And we have our Fade here ready to throw the C's as well. Okay, so we need to keep an eye on this KO nade and the C's, because this is just brilliant. So the KO, I mean, as you can see, the jet is going to cause a bit of a problem later down the line. But they start the execute, and the KO has thrown his fragment grenade, and now in goes the Fade C's as well. You can see that just went as well. And what that is going to do is they are both going to land right here on this Brimstone, and that Brimstone is going to perish very quickly. You can see that the C's just came up for a second there, but then the Brim disappeared because he got killed by the KO nade, and you can see that the Fade got an assist here as well. So that C's landed at the exact right time, and it was absolutely perfect. So they end up trying to get towards the site, but you can see actually that the jet is going to cause a bit of a problem by being in wine there. Dashes back in onto the site, actually gets revealed by the Haunt that was coming in after. So another lineup for the Haunt coming in as well. And then as we run this forward, we're going to end up in a 4v2 as the Killjoy, as I mentioned, sneaking up through short. Lurking there is going to be able to find the KO after avoiding that knife. And so we're going to end up in a 4v2, but then it's going to end up looking like a bit of a film here as we watch the rest of the 4v2 there. You can see the Killjoy just getting the kill on the KO, but we've got Jansen and Jason on the side of Blitz coming in here, and they drop down together, and then they swing together, and both find a headshot at the exact same time. Actually, the Killjoy who got a kill in short was trying to wrap all the way back around, and so it's ended up back towards the spawn, and they're able to win a 4v2 without really taking much damage. Very well played by those two, but we started to see some of the combos already for Fade. And now let's come to round 7, and this one's going to start off with this jet here. The same Fade Haunt actually comes in, as you can see on the map here, but that gets destroyed before it can actually go off, and so we end up with the jet push forward here. This is quite an interesting little round because we get the jet, ready to dash. This is obviously a new change as well, and it's so glorious. It's just so glorious that the jet here, that this ability starts to go, and now the jet has to retreat because they don't have a dash. Oh, what a wonderful world we live in. But actually, on the side of Galaxy, they're just going to group up and go for a B hit. So you can see that Omen smoke here just faded. They put one in over here before as well. But actually now they're going to do something that's quite interesting, because they're going to smoke off here in mid again. And the idea behind this smoke is that it kind of fakes that this is happening. You can see that they just pinged it on the map there. And so that holds this Sova and the KO both in short there, because they think it's going to be an A hit. But as we can see, it's actually going to be a B hit. Now, what they're going to do here is they're actually going to use the Fade ult, okay? And it's really cool. So they send in an Omen flash here. They're going to Fade ult towards the site because they believe that this might be the case where there's 3 towards A. And so if there is only one person on B on their own, you would expect them to either be where the Killjoy is, and they're actually going to send in a KO nade on this spot as well, or they're going to be towards the site. So they send in the Fade ult towards the site. Obviously we know no one's there, but then they have a second layer to this as well, where the Omen is going to use his ult towards the back of B site. Obviously if you get caught by the Fade ult, you can't hear anything, and so obviously that Omen teleport, the Omen ult behind you, you wouldn't hear it, right? So the potential is that there is someone on site here, maybe where this ping is, and the Omen's going to ult in there, and then wrap around and kill them, which would be really, really cool. So they end up coming in onto the site. You can see the jet's already dashed in there. So the jet's here, as I said, they got that KO nade there, they get that kill. The jet ends up getting traded out, and we end up in a 4v4. We get a Sova ult to try and delay the spike plant, but eventually the spike will go down. And we'll just end up in a 4v4 retake. And we're going to see some more fade action here because we're going to get a haunt. We need to keep an eye on the left-hand side of our screen here as this killjoy, because as the retake starts to come in, the fade haunt, you might have just seen it, allows the killjoy to see that that retake has begun. And we actually end up in a 2v1 though. But our fade with the new agent buff is able to get that kill on the brim, and then also able to finish off this jet as well. Just that new agent buff that gets them the round. But we saw some really cool ideas there, even obviously though it didn't fully come off, obviously with the fatal into the omen ult. Some really cool ideas coming out of Galaxy already. And now it's come to the very next round. And you can see here that Blitz are actually on a save, but they've managed to get the first kill. So we're in a 4v5 against a save, you know, kind of 50-50. But what's going on is we've got an A split coming in from the side of Galaxy, but actually a bit of a stack here towards the A site with 3 players all towards A main. So this is what happens. We're going to get a KO nade and a KO knife coming in from the defensive side. There's the nade, and then we're going to get a knife up here, and their reaction to that is to go through short, and you can see that the omen is ready to flash here as well. But what they're going to do is they're going to flash and send out the fade prowler at the same time. So there goes the flash, there goes the prowler, and it chases them, and you can see it chases this KO and the jet back towards short, where these players have now come in from the short side, and so they just get chased into it, and they get the first kill, and then the jet dashes in and is able to get the KO as well. And the KO did get caught by the prowler because, as you can see, the fade got an assist there. And then we're going to see something that's very unfortunate, let's say, because they don't see the brim, and the brim's in a bit of a weird spot where he obviously knows he's surrounded by people. He picks the worst timing to shoot there, just as the omen moves from closing the door and dies. Very, very sad. But then we have the C's here being thrown for the jet to swing off. Bit risky against a save, but it ends up working for them because Vera's able to hit that shot and then find the next kill as well. And so Galaxy win the round. Again, some nice little fade usage. And now let's come to round 10, and this round is just purely absurd, and it starts with the jet, really, because they want to get B main control, because Galaxy are going to try and run a fake. So eventually the Killjoy bot gets destroyed, but then the Prowler comes in, and they take some of this B main control. Then they do this Omen Smoke. This is the attacking side Omen Smoke, because they don't want this jet peeking, right? It's kind of a one-way for both sides, right? Like, you can't, as the attackers, come in and attack this. It looks like a defensive smoke, but also stops the jet from doing this, and you can see they take a bit of a risk, and almost... you know, it almost doesn't work for them and they almost die. But then what actually is going on here is it's actually a fake. You know, actually Galaxy just want to go A this whole time. They actually just wanted to get the Killjoy lockdown in there, and for the Killjoy to kind of make some noise and keep baiting it. You can see it has baited out these rotates here from the defensive side, and you can see that actually though it is just going to be an A hit instead. And so they begin at their little A attempt, and they're going to go in onto the site now. So you can see we've got the Omen flash, the jet smoke, in goes the jet. They're going to dash in, but now they do something really, really cool, because obviously they get the site, right, and they're ready for that. But the KO and the jet are going to, after they close the door, they're going to run in behind it. But whilst we've got that going on, the Fade is going to do a lineup from here onto the top of this here. That's going to reveal all of this area, which is just super, super cool. And you'll see that happen right now, because there you go. It lands on the top there, reveals these two players, and so they just spam through the smoke and get a kill. Absolutely absurd. Really, really cool. They end up trading back kills. Everything goes insane now. Everything just starts going really wild and wacky. Welcome to APAC. Because they put down a Killjoy lockdown, and now this is kind of in between both teams, right? So they both just start madly fighting for it. Eventually, Galaxy are able to destroy it and find some kills. We end up in this situation where everyone's trading kills back and forth, and we end up in a 1v1. The thing is, quite a lot of time has elapsed by this point, because obviously they ran a fake, and so they got in there a bit earlier. So really the time is already ticking down. But this smoke is super good, because you could be inside the smoke. You could be anywhere around the smoke. You know, you could be around the boxes. Instead, you're in hell. And so even though Jansen is able to get the kill, though, it just takes too long to, you know, think about all of that. And the spike will detonate there and win the round for Galaxy. But that fade little reveal was so, so good. But now let's take a look at the defensive side. And so what we're going to see here is that Blitz on the attacking side now, they're just going to go for a normal B push. As you can see, they're all just stacked up here. But actually, Galaxy have a pretty good read on the situation. They've got 4 people here already, so they're pretty ready for this. And let's see what we get on the defensive side. Because as I said, it's just a pretty normal B push from Blitz. They're just going to dash in here. But then we're going to get the Fade reveal. This is quite funny that we get a reveal from each side. You can see that the Silver Dart has revealed the Killjoy down here towards Logs. But also the Fade Eye has come and revealed the Jet there as well. Now the Killjoy is able to kill the Jet. But then a Shock Dart is going to kill the Killjoy. Then we get this KO nade, which is really good. That gets another kill and gets another one. And then we end up in this 3v2. Everything was going crazy. We have this really nice Omen Flash just to delay a bit more. And now Shun on the Fade finds this really nice little angle and gets Jansen down to 1 health. But then the Omen is going to die. But now we see again some more Fade utility here. In goes the Seas that catches the Sova, gets him down to 1 HP. They get that kill, and then Shun goes and gets the next one as well. And a really nice round again on the defensive side here. But now let's come to round 15. This is actually Galaxy's bonus. So as you can see, they got Spectres and a Sheriff. Nothing too special going on here. But let's see what they do with it, because it's super, super cool. Because what they're going to do is they are going to get the Fade Haunt on the top of B main here to kind of check this whole area. They're going to get the Omen Flash down here. They're going to send the KO and the Jet down this side as well. Really, really nice little idea. And it goes pretty well for them overall. They're going to leave the Killjoy on her own. But there you go. There goes the Fade Haunt that lands on top of B main. You can see it just here. And we have our players just below here, and you can see that they get revealed by it, and they get revealed by the Omen Flash as well. And so in they go. They start this little pinch. You can see the Jet's already there, and then we start sending out the Prowlers as well. And so the Prowlers are going to come out, and they start, causing more chaos, and they don't know which way to look. And it's a difficult situation to say the least. They end up with both dying, but they get 2 kills. And then on the other side, the Killjoy has managed to get 1 kill. So we end up in a 2v2. And the spike is going down on the C side. We'll skip it forward a bit because obviously they have to take their time to get across to this side of the map. They throw down a Haunt. They are going to make a little mistake here, and they do get revealed by the Recon Bolt, and so they die. But now Blitz are going to make a mistake because they had the right idea there where they both had their guns out, and I think that this happens quite a few times in clutches where it feels like using your utility is just safer. But actually, I'm not sure that it is. And really, if you just use your guns, you probably have a pretty good chance of winning this round. Because you can see both the Sova and the Brim had their utility out rather than their guns. And so Temps is able to get the first kill. And then the Brim hits the wall with the molly. And so he ends up mollying himself and having to try and jump down away from it. But Temps is able to get that kill as well and win the round for Galaxy. But that initial pinch was really, really cool. And then finally, let's end with round number 20. And Blitz, they're just going to go for an A hit here. Actually, Galaxy are going to rotate pretty quick. The Sova drone goes out. It comes onto this A site. We're also going to get a Killjoy lockdown coming in now. So the rotates come in thick and fast, as you can see there. But we're going to see another nice little Fade Haunt that's going to really help them win this round, because they set up in positions where they can survive the Killjoy lockdown. And there you go. The Haunt comes out, and you can see that the Brim is revealed and the Jet is revealed. And if you know about Ascent and these walls towards heaven, they are paper thin. And so they just start spamming, and they end up with these first 3 kills. You can see that we've got one on the KO there. But actually, Jansen on the Killjoy for Blitz is just going to go mental, because he's going to get 3 kills here. Before eventually being traded out, and they win the round, and Galaxy go on to win the map and then the game as well. And I think that this was just a really good showing, considering how new Fade is. This was an absurdly good showing. I thought they found a lot of value, a lot of different times from the Fade. It's kind of weird that Fade, because people aren't used to playing against her, that is somewhat of an advantage, that people don't know where these Haunts will land and all of that. So you do have kind of a bit of an advantage that she's new, but also just, finding some of the combos that they did with the Omenal and the KO nade and whatnot. Some really nice ideas from Galaxy, and I think it just shows that there is quite a lot of potential here for Fade on probably quite a few different maps.